All news is faked. Your government murdered Terrence Hickey, Beverly Eckert, the 8 vaccination scientists that were flying to a conference in Brazil to expose the dangers of the jab. They take out leading men, and people who are just following leading men have trouble figuring out what's going on. They killed Pat Tillman, that I know of, right? Obviously, they killed JFK way back when. I've been cooking my brain, so I have trouble thinking. But I took my mom to the doctor, so I got nothing better to do than still poisoning babies' brains every day. Still poisoning the sky with neurotoxins every day. They rotate it where they're doing it. It seems like some places get it worse one day, some places get it worse a different day. 5G towers are done for AI mind mapping and mind reading, and probably eventually mind control. Your phone was already downloading instantly and uploading instantly, but they put in 5G for $3 trillion at no cost to you because they need a new weapon. It's always the same. Like, any new tech becomes a weapon immediately. Cars became tanks, airplanes became fighter planes. Weather balloons became spy balloons. Wheels became chariots. Gunpowder, firework powder became gunpowder. So anything new they get their hands on, they make into a weapon until they destroy a whole bunch of people, and then people wind up fighting and killing each other. They've discovered, since they own all of NATO now, and all of CIA, NSA, Freemasonry, all of those people, that they can fake all news and get away with everything and obfuscate and say, oh, a new detail has emerged, and President Trump is distancing himself from, oh, now we found 2 witnesses who say, and okay, you're going to be on the hook some more? Okay, then we'll say that and get you off the hook. We're still on the hook. You got to be part of the cabal. You can't say anything. You don't talk about the secret society. There is no secret society. Blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. They did the Israeli concert hoax attack. They do all fake school shootings. In 2013, U.S. Congress got together. U.S. Congress does not like to get together. They don't like to go to work. They have more absent days than a kid who's about to drop out of high school. But they got together in 2013 to make domestic propaganda legal, and then televised school shootings went up. I don't know. I was saying 5,000%, but I think it's more than 5,000%. It went from 6 in 60 years to 150 or so a year. Like, we've had 3 in a week. They fake all the school shootings. They want you in a state of fear, state of panic, state of terror, state of tell us what to do. They always do weird twists with their fake news stories to confuse you. It's like Kyle Rittenhouse was all news is psyops. So Kyle Rittenhouse was a hero to some people, but then they released a video a week later of him hitting a woman on camera. And then he was a villain to some people, but then, he happened to shoot a pedophile and someone who beat their parents. Just instantly the news knew. The news just guest investigated that. They must have went to the family's home and said, he was beating us. And so Kyle just had the hands of God there with the 2 luckiest shots. Pedophile and guy who abused his mom. If you look at the footage of that, the SWAT was closing off the streets before there was any shooting. Very strange. So they fake all news. They poison your mind with chemtrails. They poison babies with neurotoxins on purpose. It's deliberate. They're smarter people than me. If I can figure out, they're doing it. Mercury has been known super toxin for centuries or millennia, depending on who's known about it. But that's why the Mad Hatter disease is the Mad Hatter disease, because hatters used to use a lot of mercury. It makes you go mad, and going mad's not I'm crazy. Going mad can be just a little bit angrier today, and that serves their purposes, because they want people angry and fighting all day long. They don't want you able to think. They want the human rabies that they give, where just people are just irritable and short-tempered and can't focus. That serves their purposes really well. They themselves have demonic mind bugs or whatever that inform them what to do, so they don't really worry about having brains, and the demons just make them smile. I say demons, I don't know, Egyptian brain snakes, something that shouldn't be there, that exists in the duping delight smile of the liars and their fake news. So yeah, my brother was killed in the shooting. Crazy, crazy. It's a giant evil cabal who sees the side effects of the good work of hardworking, honest people, and they say, we did that, see how good we are, surely we're right to be evil, and this is the secret way. And so they create a lot of evil and make life suck and make people not trust people and make their own life suck. And like the one CIA whistleblower said, there's an atmosphere of fear in the CIA. Why would you have an atmosphere of fear if you're the secret super good guys? They use movies. CIA pays money to have movies made so that they look like the good guys. The same with like FBI, like TV shows where, you know, like, oh, the FBI would stop that if it happened. Like, no, they're the perpetrators. They're in on the hoax school shootings and the hoax terror attacks and the false flag terror attacks. They don't teach you in high school. Probably don't teach you in college usually, but the difference between a hoax and a false flag is people die in a false flag. A hoax, you could pull off anywhere. You run out of a convenience store, they're shooting. Everybody's like, I was there that day. That's not faked. I was there, and my cousin told me he was there. Because you saw a crisis actor run out of a building. So yeah, your government fakes all news. Oh, government's Nazi bad men. It's the only words I have for it. Again, they poison babies, they poison the sky, they poison water, they poison food. Always, oops, it's neurotoxins. Early onset Alzheimer's is up 2.3 times in the last 10 or 15 years. Like, that's not, you know, like a medical spike should be like 5% more, 10% more, not 150% more. 150, my brain's screwed. 250, anyway, I don't know. 2.3 times more. But that's not isolated. It's not like, oh, I didn't get dementia, I'm lucky. Like, you'll still be missing the beat, you'll still be more irritable, you'll still be more short-tempered with your kids and their school shootings. It creates an atmosphere of like nihilism, like, why should I bother? I don't need to save up for, like, kids are sitting in school instead of thinking about schoolwork or thinking about the hot cheerleader. They're thinking about if they came in here, how would I defend myself against a shooting? So yeah, total mindfuck, mind control, evil government has taken over the planet. The whole planet. What else do they do? That's about the sum total of, those are my problems. I mean, they start their false flag wars and then they have the starving kids and they're weaponizing hate against Israel they want their religious war, I don't know. But same media that did 9/11, and I mean, not all of them know, but plenty of them know. The same media that was quiet and did 9/11 and helped 9/11 along didn't show one image of war from Iraq. When Saddam's statue got taken down, they showed that on the news. But with 15 million dead people is what some economists estimated, there would have been amazing images of the horrors of war. They didn't show one, but now they're start a religious war in Israel stuff is they're showing images of the horrors of war every day. That was an engineered genocide. They knew, since the Palestinians were oppressed, since they had an apartheid state for 60 years, once they go in shooting, they'll shoot back. It's the same thing they knew would happen in Iraq. We go and shoot and they'll shoot back. They look like terrorists. We already painted them as terrorists with false flag 9/11, so when they shoot back, they look like the bad guys. And it becomes, I don't know if you ever had a problem with your neighbor or something, you're just not willing to forgive, you know, you just hold that grudge for some stupid thing, like, you know, he always cuts his lawn, his mower goes on my lawn, like some stupid like thing like that sticks with you for, you know, years or decades. So you can only imagine what they're building with those are the people that killed my mom and my grandmother and my cousin and my aunt, you know, just like creating lifelong enemies where there had been peace, where there had been people getting along. They've got evil super villain designs about everything. It's amazing. It's hard to comprehend, but that's what goes on. What else are they doing? I don't know. Lots of stuff. I mean, the crisis actor paychecks and all that, the bribes that they have to keep up, the money that must go to waste for. And then like the climate change stuff, the COVID stuff, these are things they're engineering. So COVID killed, I don't know, it was like 15 million people at least. But it didn't kill plenty of people who are now lifelong sufferers from debilitating. They're going to have to go on welfare. They're going to have to, their family's going to have to take care of them. It's going to be extra medical bills. That's more money in the pockets of the people who do this. I was at a nursing home with my friend, and he had a catheter, and it kept slipping down his pants, and the nurse said, "Oh, 1 second, I know." She came back with a paperclip sized piece of plastic, just thin, nothing. She said, "You can't tell anybody, I just did this. This was $89. They're mugging where nobody's looking. COVID, they did, last I looked a couple of months ago, it's more by now, but 13.8 billion jabs at $100 markup each. Like, the amount of people say, "Oh, why would they do that?" Like, you know how much money that is? Divided among, you could divide that much money among, like, 10,000 people, and it would still be like enough for a lot of people to become evil, murderous people. But it gets divided among a few CEOs and a few politicians and a few, anyway. And then people always think, "Oh, the other side will fix it." Like if internet research, which they've censored now, and like a lot of the good work is gone, but if internet research can figure this stuff out, then there's no way, there's two parties, and Trump doesn't get up there and be like, "Obama is behind this, that, and that, and this." It's one club. It's one party of evil, corrupt people that meet in back rooms and discuss what evil they're gonna do. I don't know, Raw shows up when they're having their meeting or something. Says, "Yeah, we will torture the people until they are murderers," and then... But it's always the same. They make themselves look good because they have all the money, the power, they can afford to buy out people and tell people, "Oh, this is shiny, so it's good." But it's just corrupt evil, and they're victims of their own deception. They think that they're doing good. You can see them when they're cackling. I get crazy personalized gang stalking. I get gang stalk messages in the news, and maybe I walk into the room and all of a sudden there's a keyword from what I was just doing or thinking about 5 minutes ago, like said with a heavy accent. It sounds crazy, but I started recording after 5 times in a row, but it's 5 times in a row leaving Stop and Shop that there was a vanity plate that pulled out right in front of me, the supermarket near me. So 5 times in a row, vanity plate, I start recording, they stopped, I stopped recording, they started. So it was 8 out of 10 times leaving the supermarket that a vanity plate was directly the first car in front of me. And the odds of that happening are 1 in 900 billion, as long as I'm counting right, that vanity plates are around 1 in 50 around here, which I counted 3 separate times, so probably not far off. So 1 in 900 billion chance that that's all coincidence and that I'm actually crazy. And then there's a 899 billion 999 chance that I'm out of 900 billion that I'm not crazy, and this is their gang stalk torture. They do that a lot to people. It was the CIA whistleblower while he was awaiting trial. He's the only person ever charged with, is it Kevin Shipp or something, or the other guy? I don't know, I forget. It's been years, but he was the only person ever charged with torture in the CIA, and he was the whistleblower. He also exposed that they were getting terrorist informants, like 13-year-old girls, when they wanted him, stuff like that. So he's the only person that was ever prosecuted for torture while they had a system of torture going on. And whatchamacallit, and while he was awaiting trial, they put him up in the house with black mold. And if you don't know about black mold, anecdotally, I read a mold inspector talking about, he said, "I just go into the house and say, point me to the room where the person's having mental problems, because that's the wall that the black mold will be behind. If you're sensitive to it, if it's heavy, like, it'll make you crazy, actually. It just makes you demented." So while he was awaiting trial, this is the kind of schemes they run. They tried to make him crazy, so he'd get on the stand and they'd be like, "Your Honor, I hate this whole court," or something like that, so he wouldn't be able to defend himself. That's your government. They play super dirty pool, like full, like Al Capone would be like, "Holy shit, I wish I was that evil." Hitler's like, "Wow, they're sophisticated and they're evil." Well, that's your government, that's what they do. What else do they do? I gotta go.